Hello and welcome back to Sueviews, and today with me on the sofa, she is my favourite. I'm going to start that again because it's not true. Who's the queen of camp? Sue! Who's dressed like a tramp? Sue! Who's a garbie cow? Sue! She's on YouTube now! Woo! Right, come on now, the video's starting. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sueviews. I am here today reviewing episode 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 6. And with me on the sofa is one of my favourite people ever. She is arty, tarty, ready to party, a little bit farty. It is Pop Tart!
Hello! Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be part of this.
It's a pleasure. It's not the first time we've collaborated, is it?
No, it's not, my darling.
So Pop Tart makes music and we have a song together called
Paint the Town.
Paint the Town.
Pick the town! Pick the town!
It's really fierce. I will link it below, but please do check it out. Stream it, watch the video. We are wearing our looks from the video today. Our artistic references. I'm obviously doing Keith Haring.
And I put the bollock in Pollock, do you know what I mean?
Tea. And do you know what, this hair, this painted human bob, which you can't really tell, it's painted all with Keith Haring on the back.
So, honestly, so camp.
Do you know who made this wig? Zahara!
Did she actually?
She did, yeah. She has a wig business and she painted this hair, did this hair for me. So shout out to you, Zahara, you're an icon.
Honestly, iconic. But yeah, Paint the Town, wasn't it camp, my darling?
It's so camp. I can't wait to do a follow-up single, to be honest.
Oh my god, yeah.
I want to be a rapper now, you've inspired me. But yeah, speaking of Zahara, let's crack on with the bloody episode.
Yes.
We're walking into the workroom for a new day, and we're saying goodbye to Zahara.
I know. I was really sad because I really liked her.
I feel like she had that, I keep saying this, she had that like Vanjie energy of like, just boundless charisma.
Yeah.
Arguably wasn't doing that well in the challenges, even though I didn't think she was that bad in any of them.
No,
I think this cast is so stacked that there was no train wreck, but she was just unfortunately the weakest a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the weakest a lot.
Yeah.
But I think she has like boundless charm and is like naturally funny.
Oh, absolutely. Like every time she was on like the confessionals and stuff like that, she just brought so much fun.
Beautiful, humble.
She honestly was so like, I loved her drag. I thought she was a really cute person.
Beautiful.
And like you said, I think season 6 is just such a fantastic cast. It's hard to see any of them go.
But yeah, I'm sad to see Zahara go. She feels like a big loss. But I'm excited this week because they're having a mini challenge.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't had many this season.
Oh, that's true. The thing is, usually I skip over mini challenges. I'm not that bothered. But then like, so I forgot there wasn't other mini challenges this season.
Right, because you don't really care about
But then
them anyway.
like, when we stopped and watched this one, I was like, actually I do miss the mini challenge.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really fun one this week.
Oh my god, like, this whole setup, so that, obviously the theme of the episode is Graham Norton's show, and they do the Red Chair Challenge, which, if you don't watch Graham Norton or have never watched Graham Norton, basically someone from the general public usually, isn't it, or from the crowd, gets sat in this chair and they have to tell like an interesting story. And they basically pull a lever as soon as they're bored. Pull the lever, crank. The person gets tipped back in the chair.
Oh yeah, and it's just, it really linked it perfectly.
Yeah.
And like, the story is like, some of the, well, it's more jokes.
Yeah, they did jokes instead of stories. They were all pretty corny, like...
Yeah.
I thought Kiki was actually funny, but all the jokes seemed to be about cheese.
Yeah. And maybe RuPaul's lactose intolerant, that's why I didn't pick any of the cheese ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't like cheesy jokes.
I love that LaVar just got no chance to do like a joke whatsoever. She just went...
They found a way to humble her really quick. And I love that because we all knew she was probably about to tell an amazing joke.
Yeah, literally.
So like, fuck off. Like, she could have a moment later on the actual couch, which she then did.
Absolutely.
Kiki Snatch wins the mini challenge. I agree.
Yeah, I'd agree too.
But we'll foreshadow a little bit here. I think it kind of bit her in the arse.
Yeah, because this is the thing with mini challenges, which always interests me, because on the US one, they don't often have as much like twist, because it's like, oh, it's money or it's a prize. Whereas here, because obviously it's not really emphasis on money, it's often emphasis on power. That's something in the challenge. But I think when a mini challenge gives you power in the main challenge, I don't think that's always a good thing.
Well, not everyone can handle it. Like, Kiki instantly was like, oh, what am I going to do with this power? And I was like, it's really not that deep. Like, just give yourself the best group you can. Think about where you will place in the challenge and who you should give yourself in accordance to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give yourself a good mix of people that work well, whatever. Like, I get why you overthink it, especially in that pressure cooker, but...
Yeah, definitely, because I think every move they probably make, they think, am I going to get, like, picked out by production for, like, doing a bad choice, a good choice? Am I going to get eliminated? So they're probably thinking about every little thing so strategic.
And also, to Kiki's defence, she'd been on a bit of a, I don't think downward trajectory, but track record-wise, she's been a bit rocky, so she may have been a bit like, okay, I need to do well this week, or... Which may or may have not been true, sadly.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we're on the main stage. It's the Graham Norton show. And instantly, off the bat, Lavoie is gobbling these other girls up.
Literally.
It was literally giving me, like, Dame Judi Dench, Saran Jones, like, on the actual show. Like, her cadence, the way in which she just explained her stories. So humorous and just light and funny. And
yeah, and I kind of I forgot it was a Drag Race challenge. I thought she was actually on the show.
No,
like
honestly.
How natural she was. I mean, I could have literally sat there and listened to her talk for hours and hours and hours, and that's such a talent. Because sometimes I think you think of like the segment, you think right, it's there going to actually like come on, do something good. Lavoie, I didn't feel any pressure. I felt at ease the entire time when she was talking. I thought she was fantastic.
And I think she did a great job of like, because they mention it in critiques, like she kind of found the laughs for other people too. Like if someone was stumbling, she was able to keep it rolling, but she didn't steamroll.
Absolutely.
She didn't take over anyone's time. I just think she was great.
She balanced it perfectly.
Definitely. Who else was good in that group, do you think? Quite a lot of them, actually.
I think, to be honest here, across both groups, I don't think anyone completely flopped. I don't think anyone was bad. I mean, there was ones that were not as interesting.
Yeah, I think Kiki came in strong, was like personable and fun, and then just didn't know how to like
yeah,
keep up,
I think the problem is, and she touched upon this later on, is like how she doesn't really feel like she fully knows herself or fully knows how to express herself in certain ways. And I think that challenge really exposes who you are as a person and sort of like, not necessarily the vulnerabilities, but kind of how you conduct sort of yourself and how you put yourself across. And if you're not 100% certain of how to do that, it's a difficult challenge.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, who surprised me in that group massively, because I mean, at first she seemed a bit quiet, Marmalade, like completely came in with the right energy, like waited by their time and kind of then came in and was like really just natural.
I have been saying that I think Marmalade is criminally underrated by the judges. I think she's low-key the funniest queen, or one of the funniest queens.
I plan on being the black horse in this competition.
Do you mean dark horse?
She's very witty, she's very intelligent, clearly. And she has the references, like...
Absolutely.
But yes, I think she was amazing. I think Karen wasn't amazing, actually, but she wasn't bad either.
No,
she didn't have much airtime, is what it felt like.
Yeah, and I think the end of her Smiley Potato story kind of worked out, but at first I thought, oh, is this going to be...
She went on a bit,
is this going to be the week she struggles? But I think she just about saved herself towards the end.
I think she was bored of being in the top. They were bored of putting her in the top.
Vulnerability, like...
But then group 2, God bless Octavia. I do think she was really struggling. I just feel like she was telling the story and I was in it. I was like, okay, I want to hear more. Leeds and Huddersfield got a shout out in this episode.
Oh my god, honestly, Yorkshire
it's the first time because Chara and Saki have both got in there and been silent about the fact that they were Leeds queens as well as Manchester queens. So we need some Leeds rep on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it just didn't it didn't arrive at the punch quick enough, and then it became like, oh, and I probably lost my suitcase knowing me, which is like funny, like, oh, self-depreciating, but there was no real joke with it.
And the problem is when you say something like knowing me, that assumes the audience knows you and knows you enough to be involved in the story.
That's what the setup is for. I love Aki as well.
I know, I do.
She's so sweet.
She was still really nice and sweet on the sofa, but I just thought, it didn't really hit for me.
It's the theme of this season that there's objectively weaker people in each challenge, but there isn't as many car crashes as normal.
I agree. Though I will say that I think the first team had better chemistry than the second team.
Oh, definitely. I felt like 4 individuals on the second count. But I think Relisa was funny. She's just effortlessly charming as well.
Love her.
I love her. I think she's going to sneak up there and be one of the top. And then Chara. I think Chara was good.
Yeah, so did I. I was so surprised.
She did have a lull.
Not by that, but the placement, sorry. Surprised by the placement.
I think she did have a lull, but at the same time, I didn't think the lull was big enough. and I think the payoff was big enough.
Absolutely.
That they just added the shady rattlesnake noise, and I went, if you hadn't added that noise, I would have just thought she did well.
Yeah, I thought she was strong. I honestly thought she was probably the best in that group, personally.
I agree, actually. Charming.
I thought she was high, personally.
Yeah, well, you were at the viewing party with me, and when we saw the announcement of like who was safe, we thought Charo was going to be high.
Yeah.
And Lil low. Or no, we didn't, because we were like Lil was too good. But we thought it was going to be just 4 tops, 2 bottoms, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because they do that sometimes, and I think it would have been warranted this week.
And I think she did a great job.
I agree. Overall, the challenge was really good. I'm just so jealous.
Oh my god.
I would eat that challenge.
You would be like in the top.
Mouth on a stick. That's what everyone calls me. That's what my ma calls me. But like, yeah. I just also love Graham Norton. Like, this is a PSA. Graham Norton, like, if you're free Thursday night, I'm also free. Please hang out with me on Thursday when I'm free on Thursday night.
Come to Dry Dock.
Please. Come to Dry Dock and then you'll no longer have a dry cock.
Oh, what you say? Queen.
So, time to talk about an area where I think you would shine. The runway.
Yeah, the Jet 2 holiday runway. Down on the hand and all that, yeah.
Standing in a crowded room and I can smell your pads.
I never stand in a crowded room. You've seen
Or
my
wear
face.
pads. Wait. Anyway. Next. Runway theme this week was How's Your Headpiece?
Cute. Love a
Now,
hat.
yeah, you do. I mean, would this count? No.
No, I mean it's too kind of hatty, but I do like I do love a headpiece because I mean
you do.
notoriously never wear wigs.
Yeah.
Kind of born out of laziness, kept out of laziness /
Love.
brand.
Yeah, I mean, if you say Ellen your brand, then it's kind of untouchable, isn't it?
True.
As we do every week, we're going to give each one a camp, ding, or a damp. Which is just whether we like it or not. So, let's go through it. Do you like this as a theme?
Love it. Like, I think it's a really interesting sort of theme, and I think everybody did a really good interpretation.
It's nice and open as well.
Yeah, because sometimes when I do like a singular colour, it's like sometimes the colour's kind of a bit more varied, like a blue or something like that.
See, I like colours because I think they're varied too. They're like, I like a vague theme. I do like a specific theme too.
I think sometimes when you have the right colour, you can do like a lot with it, but sometimes I think the colour runways can be a bit limiting, and some runways obviously very specific, which is great. Like a headpiece theme, you can do absolutely anything
Yeah,
with
there's
it.
so much. First off, we'll just go with Lavoie, because she came in doing classic.
So classic.
Priscilla,
Yeah.
Panto, even, just like grand, bright, colourful.
I honestly love that sort of style of drag and that era of drag.
sure.
Like a lot of what I do, even though obviously I'm dressed like a drop painting right now, like a lot of that sort of panto-y, sort of like showgirly thing, I love that classic sort of drag, and it really filters into a lot of my inspirations.
And I think it's like, it's necessary, there needs to be,
Absolutely.
we need to do a better job of keeping hold of that. Because with like the new wave of drag and all that, like people forget about these kind of performers and like drag style, and it's so good.
Absolutely.
It's classic for a reason, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think what Lavoie does is she does classics so well.
For sure. It's a camp for me.
Absolutely a camp, so good.
Loved it. Next up we had Cara Anthrax. No, she's timed this well with the Substance coming out recently.
Yeah.
I don't know how she just got lucky there, I think. But
Mind of the Master and all that.
Yeah. What is it? The Mind of the Master. I did like it. It was very avant-garde.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit too avant-garde for me.
I really enjoyed it and I liked the concept. I think the actual head area was done very well.
Yeah.
I didn't get the green bits in the face.
No, I didn't, so I don't know if it was a specific reference, but overall though, I was like, I can see like that this is like fashiony and cool, interesting, makes you think. So she gets a big camp for me.
She gets a camp.
She hasn't really missed on the runway for me.
Yeah, she has a great perspective, I feel.
She's very, very smart, clearly. And then next up we had Octavia. I actually really enjoyed this.
So did I.
It's like a little baby doll dress, kind of ghostly.
Absolutely. I mean, Clown White Diva.
Yeah.
We love a Clown White Diva.
Ben Nye in a dream.
Smack my face in some snazzaroo, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But she looked really good. I actually thought it was a different silhouette for her.
Yes, absolutely.
And I love whenever they do like, Sminty Drop does this a lot, like dainty white with then like black pleather or black
yeah,
leather.
such a good contrast.
It
Yeah,
is lovely.
That I will say, and I thought this as well as Graham Norton when I was looking at the time. It's not really headpiece.
It's a hat.
It's a hat.
It was a witch's hat in the shape of an A.
And it was great.
It was cool.
If I saw that like out and about or in a club or even on the runway like I did, I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought it was great. But in terms of what other people did with the headpiece area, it's not as big as it could have.
I agree, but she got a cam from me.
Oh, absolutely.
I really enjoyed it, and I think she's really smart doing the A branding. And then we had Charity.
Oh, our diva.
This was a serve. So
good.
Have to shout out one of my best drag friends, Thistle Thing. She was on the channel last week. She made this look, and it was so
talent.
cool.
The talent she has.
It is amazing. I thought she looked the best she's looked so far on the show.
Agree.
I just loved it. I think the headpiece itself was crazy.
Yeah, it was like, and it was. I think a lot of them didn't do was the three-dimensional effect of it, and it really kind of like popped because obviously like you had her head and then like all the glass around it, and then shards of glass around her, and I love that sort of red, sort of like leathery, sort of Judy Jetson vinyl like outfit. It was just gorgeous.
She looked amazing. I thought it was really within her drag, but a bit less like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was a bit cool and a bit like different, and like the jagged like openness of where you could see the face. And Michelle saying that she was like one of the best painters of the season.
Absolutely.
She really is. She's really like knows what she's doing with her face.
She has a really identifiable mug as well.
I agree.
Like,
it's quite unique too. It's like she does things that I would never think to do, but like the overall look is so effective.
So good.
But yeah, definitely a camp.
Camp, absolutely.
And it's do you know what? It's an extra camp. I don't have a version for shoot, but it's an extra camp for my baby Thistle.
Champ.
Well, champ for you, Thistle. Well done, babe. She made this outfit as well, actually.
So,
how am I forgetting?
It's honestly probably my favourite thing you wear.
It's so fierce. Thistle is a whiz with a sewing machine. Next up, we had Marmalade. This girl has not yet missed for me.
Slay. You know, I love what she does on Twitter. She has like her runway package and she ranks them. And it's like, oh, this one's in the top 3 this week. And I'm like, what's number 1?
Like 5th or something.
Yeah, and I was like,
wow.
It's like, it literally, that would be the top of someone's runway package.
I love her. Everything she's worn, she's just elevating the crap out of UK Drag Race in general.
Absolutely.
She's the best look queen, I think, of the season. Yeah. And she's bringing it to just another level, like, that we just don't see.
Absolutely.
So impressed by her.
It was the level of it, and then like I love silver, it's my favourite colour. I just adored the colour of the outfit, adored everything about it, and also her mug, like I just obsessed with it. Like it's so cabaret and so like just 20s and soft, and it's
just the 2 circles of blush, like so really good. Bright pink, like she looks like Keira Knightley. She's beautiful. And I love her.
I think she's just a great person.
I agree. She's one of my favourites actually.
Same here.
And she gets a champ from me.
Champ, yeah.
I love that champ. Okay, so next up we had Chanel O'Connor.
Yeah.
Hated. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was a headpiece. It was given more wig accoutrements than headpiece.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it was like actually, so I'm not saying that, but how it looked. And I just thought, I think she's really impressive because she makes all her own stuff, but she makes stuff that's kind of like ready to wear stuff that's embellished. Yeah, so it's always like a variation of a blazer dress or a skirt and jacket, which is hard and impressive to do. But she doesn't make anything like fashiony or avant-garde really.
Yeah, I think the thing is she didn't really take a risk this week.
No.
I know like we said with Octavia's that like it wasn't necessarily a headpiece, but she took a risk with the whole concept and it was still really good.
Of course.
Whereas this, I just thought it was a bit safe.
I agree.
Like she'd still look, I mean, if it was just a general kind of like hair out and about like on a runway or like a club or something, I think she looked absolutely gorgeous. But for the theme, it didn't give headpiece whatsoever.
Honestly, I really didn't like. It's kind of those wigs with all the like swoops and swirls and crusts and rhinestones. I'm a bit sick of them.
Yeah, true.
And the way she did it kind of gave me one of those wigs. And honestly, for me, it was a soft damp.
Yeah, I would agree.
I was not enjoying it that much, unfortunately.
She still looked like. I think she still looked great.
Yeah, she looked great.
Like, in the theme of the challenge, I think it's a damp, like a soft damp.
She looked pretty. I didn't like her. Next up, we had Kiki, who looked so beautiful.
Oh, she always hair B. She's just gorgeous.
She doesn't do much either, which is not a read, but she can afford to just. It's like quite muted tone on the lids. She's just beautiful anyway. Beautiful. But she's just so gorgeous. I love the silhouette of the dress, the way it kind of like shifted as she walked. and like the angel wing headpiece, like it isn't the most out there thing or new idea, but she looked so good.
I think the silhouette was really unique in many ways. Like in terms of the fabric make and the concept, maybe not the most original, but I thought the silhouette was different to everybody else.
The dress itself was good.
Love the dress. Yeah. She looked great. Like I think it was a really strong look for sure. Like definitely one of her stronger runway looks because she's been a bit hit and miss at times.
I think it's a camp for me.
Absolutely a camp. Yeah, very good.
And then we had Releasa.
Loved.
I love what Releasa wore.
So camp.
I actually didn't love Releasa's look. I liked it. Tiger print bodysuit. Feel like I could get that from Shein. She looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how much volume there was in the headpiece.
Yeah.
Kind of no complaints really, but I wasn't like
blown away.
I wasn't wild by the outfit. I think I was a bit more wild by the headpiece.
Yeah, I think she looked amazing in many ways. Like you saw that like out and about or a club, what have you, or any sort of like festival, you'd be like, oh my god. But in terms of what other people did for the challenge, I think it wasn't the strongest one.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with it, but I think I would probably give it a soft camp.
Yeah, I would
agree. I liked
it,
but I wasn't like she's wore such an amazing look last week as well.
Yeah, and she did sell it on the runway for sure.
She's amazing. Like I love her. But so last but not least, if you've been watching Sueviews at all, you know how I feel about Lil. Lil is my number one. She's my winner. I adore her. And her references are something I really enjoy too.
Yeah.
So this week she did a Schiaparelli inspired outfit. And I love Schiaparelli.
Mm-hmm.
I love the like plush, crushed velvets, like luxe fabrics with like, you know, a big gold ear or a gold toe on the boot. Like I just think it's really like cool. And a reference that I like and would love to do as well. So I was like already here for it. Absolutely. But I just love how she did it.
Yeah, I think she did it in such a clever way. Like I loved the deep purple kind of like colouring.
Aubergine.
Yeah, and like I just thought the gold pieces just looked so great and like so expensive looking as well.
Yeah.
And like the whole heart around a sort of face, focusing in on the
framing that pumped with an image of its live face.
Oh, so good.
I love a girl who's been touched by an angel a few times.
Yeah. I
think it looks so good in drag as well.
It's
and out of, but like in drag she just looks so... So I want to know Pop, who was your top camp of the week?
Oh, that is hard. I am probably going to have to say Marmalade.
Fair. I think for me it was Lil.
Fair, yeah, she was definitely...
At this point I'm probably going to just look biased, but it was just a reference that spoke to me. Like it was a fashion house that I like, and I was just like, thought she did it so beautifully. Her makeup looked so ethereal, like coming through that gold metal heart.
Oh yeah, I mean she was definitely, I would say she's up there for me too.
I wonder how those pieces are made. Like, who do you ask to make you like gold beetles to stick to your outfit?
There's something, you know, there's a job for everybody.
There really is, yeah. Okay, so Untucked. The girls are untucking, and we actually didn't talk about it earlier, but Chara made a little shady comment to Chanel. Chanel could not handle it. She could not take it the way she gives it.
Yeah, exactly
She's
that.
Crying in Untucked because Chara made a joke about her sucking the air out of the room.
Yeah, and it's literally, I'm not being funny, but it was clearly a joke. Chara is literally, it's like what Kyron said.
Yeah.
It's like Chara is literally just being fun with it. Like there's nothing malicious about it.
You could even tell in her delivery. I think Chanel is reaching for every moment to make TV, which I very much appreciate.
Oh, absolutely, it's a production.
But if I was there, how many fights would I have had with her by now? I think we'll get on great in real life, but I do think she would have annoyed me because, like, how are you going to read the dog shit out of everyone every week and then when someone makes a joke to you, be like, and yeah, that really affected me?
Yeah.
Come off.
Like the way
pack
she's...
this in.
Yeah, pack this in now! Like, the way she's like throwing people on the runway under the bus, like Marmalade and Design Challenge, and like questionably said very direct things to people, which I appreciate because obviously being direct, great, I love it when people are direct. I can be quite direct too.
Yeah.
But like, when someone clearly is making a jokey remark like that, and like I get the point of Chanel coming like saying, oh, people have told me XYZ and sort of tried to sort of shut me down and shut me up a lot.
Yeah,
but,
her
like,
feelings are valid.
I think it's valid, but it's the wrong way to express it.
Yeah, and it's just like you can't really play the big bad wolf and then like try and get sympathy in a moment where someone gives it back to you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It just doesn't work. I'm not saying you can't do that. it's not going to make people warm to you because people are going to be like, well, girl, you're making people cry left and right, so...
Yeah, exactly. And I'd understand if she was maybe in the bottom and sort of feeling it a bit, but she was safe. So it's like, you know...
And could have arguably been lower than, like, Chara, for example.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So speaking of placements, okay, winner of the challenge, undoubtedly correct, Lavoie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So happy to see her getting a badge and to see how much it meant to her to be recognised. I was buzzing for her.
She absolutely deserved it. Like, she held that room and like that sort of space so well. But like we said earlier, she let other people have the moment and interjected at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I didn't touch upon. With how I thought Chanel might have done in the challenge, because obviously I thought she could go one of two ways in the sense of she might have swallowed the air out of the room in that sense, or maybe try and get too much airtime. Lavoie balanced it pretty well, and Chanel balanced it relatively well as well, but like what I'm saying is it's easy to be a big personality and overtake the space, but she didn't at all, and I think it was at ease the entire time.
I agree. So then we had... Chara was in the bottom three, which we all didn't agree with at the viewing party. We thought it was a bit random. But it was nice to see her get some critiques. And I believe Michelle even said she's one to watch.
Yeah, so, I was so happy for
I think I would rather be low and get mostly good critiques and the odd bad than be safe again.
Yeah.
Because it's the unknown, isn't it? No one wants to be like, I don't know what they think of me. It's 6 weeks in, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and I think... Marmalade did well as well, which I thought was well deserved.
Well, she was in the top deservedly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then our bottom two were unfortunately Kiki and Octavia. Unfortunately because I liked them both and because they're in the bottom, but fortunately because we knew we were in for a show.
Absolutely.
And we were. It was so good.
Yeah, it was... I mean... What was the song again for it? I can't remember.
David Bowie.
Yes, that was it, yeah. No, like, the song choice I thought was just great for both of their sort of wheelhouses.
I agree. Octavia was like, she always is, Duracell Bunny, Pocket Rocket, all of the like energy descriptors and similes and metaphors, but it's so like animated, it kicks, it's like...
Yeah.
Look at me trying to be cool. But it's like... I don't know if she can, but I don't think I've ever seen her do like a split or a death drop. I'm sure she can. Yeah. But she's more of a like waist up, like arm moves. Yeah. So snappy and good.
Tight choreo, yeah.
I'm sure she can do everything, but what I think her style is more is like controlled, sharp, really quick moments, every beat.
Yeah, and I think both of them took the interpretation of the song very differently, but both worked really well. Like, I thought that like Octavia had a lot more sort of like energy, bang, bang, bang.
It was a bit more dynamic.
Yeah, but then Kiki did just great sort of movements, really sort of like quite sultry, emotive, and it was very controlled.
Missed every beat, but it was a bit less like frantic, which is not a read to Octavia because I liked that too. But I definitely thought it was fun. I liked the beat.
There was and
I think
you danced too.
I think checks aren't big enough yet. I think Kiki deservedly lost the lip sync, but not by much.
No,
could have been a double save and I wouldn't have been mad.
I think for me, when it happened, I was like, Octavia's definitely won it. But I think if it was later on in the season, like I could have seen it as a double shanty, possibly.
Yeah, I think at this point, like the judges were just maybe like ready to see Kiki go, which is a shame because I really like
her. I did as well.
We love you, Kiki. I'm excited to see more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited to come see you perform at some point. That's what I want to do because I think you're so fierce.
I think Kiki could absolutely be on a... I'm a committed lady, but even so, I mean, I can't raise my leg in this, and I'm going to heels on, so I'm not going to do that.
I'm not a committed lady. I'm a lady who should be committed.
They love it.
Kiki.
But I think she'll be in the Versus the World or some Ponval styles in the future.
And even if not, I'm sure she'll be booked around the country kicking and booking. To be honest, I think she already was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I knew who she was already.
Yeah, same
because she's one of them like bougie drag event girls. Like she's booking around London, so I'm sure she's fine with or without Drag Race. But I think you did a great job.
Absolutely.
So Pop-Tart, an honour to have you in the studio.
It's been so much fun. I honestly, it's been the best time.
I love you, sister.
I love you, sister.
But what are your final thoughts? You think it's a good season? You excited?
Yeah, I love it. It's one of the strongest seasons of UK for sure. I think it's going to be. I mean, it's already very hard to see who's going to go. I think every week's going to be very hard eliminations. It's going to come down to the wire. Like, I don't think there's anybody at all in the entire cast who is like weak in any way.
No, I think every elimination's going to sting.
Yeah, I think every elimination has kind of stung in many ways.
And who's your winner?
Oh, that's hard.
Mine is Lil, by the way. Lil, I love you. Lil, you're my favourite. If it wasn't clear, I'm a big fan of Lil, and I would like Lil to win. Lil. For the win.
I think for me, it's probably Lil, yeah. I'd say.
Also, shout out Chara.
Kyron as well, Kyron for me.
Chara is like my sister, and she's a good friend. We both know her, so
yeah.
We are big fans of you two, Chara.
We are Team Chara.
It's amazing
as well.
to see you doing so well and smashing it. But, you know, I'm going to have my non-biased fave, and it is Lil.
Yeah.
I'm a Lil stan to the core. Lil
and Kyron for me, and I love Releaser as well.
Oh, Release is a big fave for me as well. Honestly, like we keep saying, all of them are
yeah.
Like, Lavoie, Love Her. Yeah, it's such a good season.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what's next. Next week's Snatch Game as well, so that should be fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It always separates the girls from the queens, that one,
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
it? Like, it'd be interesting.
In the preview, we're getting a battle of the Queen Victorias.
Oh,
Between Chara and Lil, so I'm excited to see that.
Ooh.
I always love when they have like the same character plans.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pop Tart, it's an honour and a privilege and a pleasure to have you here. So you can catch me here again next week with a different guest. I can't reveal I'll be joined by Danny Diamond.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get like a different Leeds-based icon or someone I know through Leeds each week. So yeah, in the meantime, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video everywhere, and make sure you stream Paint the Town.
Paint the town.
Paint the town, paint the town.
Paint the town.
I said, paint the town.
The fearful vibrance and all that, darling.
Well, honestly, it's a bop, so please do stream it. Follow Pop Tart, follow me, and just honestly keep slaying the house boots fears on tea. Bye.